Hello, everyone. This is Suresh from Azure ADB. Today, our topic is one of the interview question asked in Collabera digital company. So the question is like how to convert custom date into timestamp. So custom date means so the given data set like this. So our records has like this. So it's starting with backslash and a date, and within parentheses we have some number here. So this one they wanted to convert into timestamp format. So this one how we proceed. So by looking this, so first what we have to do is we need to extract this particular number. We need to extract this particular number by removing these unwanted things. So later, this number, we can say that this is in the form of either in seconds or milliseconds. So this is mainly Apache format. So this kind of format we can normally convert into timestamp by using from underscore Unix time or timestamp underscore millis. So if you count this number of digits in this particular number, if it is 10, then we can use from underscore Unix time. So that means if a number of digits in this particular number is 10, that means it is in seconds. Suppose this number is up to 13 digits, then we can consider that is in milliseconds. So timestamp in milliseconds format. So here 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, total 13 are there. So that means this timestamp value, it is in the form of milliseconds. So since it is in milliseconds, so either you can use from underscore Unix time or timestamp underscore millis. So first I'm creating our data set. So in this I have 3 columns and these are all my records, custom date values. And if I create my data frame, looks like this. Okay, so to solve this question, so I'm following different methods. So in this, my first method is by using from underscore Unix time and substring and cached. So we'll see how we can use these 3 functions here. So for understanding purpose, first what I'm doing is I'm trying to extract only this particular number by using substring function. So here what I'm doing, substring, and I'm applying on this particular first column, that is D1. Okay, so in this particular column, if you come to first record, so I want to start with position 7. So if you count here, if you see my explanation below, and if you see this particular record, if you count, this length of this record is 21. And what it has is, see all the records has in this format. So in this one, these strings are timestamp in Unix Apache milliseconds format, and it is wrapped inside with this custom format. And in this custom format, our actual timestamp is this number. So that means this is the number, our actual timestamp. So here we are using substring to extract portion of this string. So that means this number. So we'll see how this substring will work. So here I mentioned 7. That means my starting position is 7. So actual, this is my string. This is my string actual record, and I given index values from starting from 1. So it has total 21. And even we counted length of this string and we got 21. And what exactly we want is only this number we want. So if you give index for this, we have total 13 digits in this string. Okay, so now since we are applying substring and our starting position is 7. So here 7 is this one. That means it will start from here. It will extract from this position. And I given length of D1. So that means length of this record. So this length of record is how much? 21. So 21 minus 8. So 21 minus 8, how much it will come? If you see here, 31. Sorry, 13. So that means it will start from here in substring. 7 is the starting index position and the length of D1 minus 8, that is 13. So from this position, we are extracting up to 13 index position. So that means this value will come 7th position to 13th. Okay, so this how it will work substring. So as per our code, so I'm applying on first column. So I'm trying to generate new column for on top of this D1 column. So substring and I'm on D1. So that means column 1 and extracting from position 7 to length of D1 minus 8. So this we discussed. So that means it extracting only this number. See here, all the records it extracting from this custom function to this number. So similar way, it applies for D2 and D3 column also. So this one is this one and this one is this one. So now, so all clear explanation I given here. So how it works, how it extracts only number. So finally it gives this number from this particular custom function, custom date. So next, what I'm doing is, actually what I wanted to is, after extracting this value from this custom date, so this one I want to convert to timestamp. So for that, what I'm doing here is, I'm using Unix from underscore Unix. So here I'm following two methods. First one is by using expression, and in second method I'm trying to explain without expression. So from underscore Unix time. So what it does is, if you see our basics function, what it does is, it will convert this kind of digit, means timestamp in seconds format, it will convert to human readable format. So that means like this, it will convert date timestamp value. And Unix underscore timestamp, the function gives the output in this standard default format: year, month, date, hour, minute, second. So this is the basics about Unix underscore timestamp, from underscore timestamp. So now we understand what it does from underscore Unix time. So next, what I given, expression I given. Inside expression, I given this substring function. So up to here, we discussed already how it works. So this particular number, we extract this number now. So this number, so by default, it will come as integer. So this integer I'm converting into big integer. So I'm using cast here and I'm converting to big integer. And if you see here, see once you use subtract substring, once you apply substring, what we are getting this number in the form of string format. Okay, so this string format I am converting to big integer. I'm converting to big integer. So this we discussed already, and this string number I'm converting to big integer by using cast, and on top of that, this whole number. So now this number is in big int. My data type is big int. But if you see here we have total 13 digits. So that means it is in milliseconds format. But this from underscore Unix time, this accepts only seconds. That means this number should be in seconds, but our value is in milliseconds. So how to convert? So to convert this milliseconds to seconds, so I am dividing by 1000. So this number now divided by 1000. Now I got 10-digit number that is in seconds. So this seconds number I am converting into timestamp value by using from underscore Unix time. So see why I given here column name as default. By default, this from underscore Unix time, it will return string value. If you see here, this one, so this is our actual input. This is our actual input. From this record, it directly converting to timestamp value. But since by default it is giving string value, okay, since it is giving string value, and you can observe that this timestamp format. See here, first date is there, next hour, minute, second is there, but you see in between T and Z, it is not there. So this is a default string format. So that's why a column name also I mentioned default string. And next, if you come to second column, so we have total 3 columns. So all 3 columns apply same logic. So it will work similar way. So I given date time column 1, DT2, DT3. So default string format. And if you see here, all these 3 columns will get similar format. So in between, without T and Z. Next, what I will try to do is same syntax. Only difference is I am converting to timestamp. So here I am using cast function and I am converting to timestamp data type. And all 3 columns, I am converting to timestamp. Why? Because by default it gives from underscore Unix time, by default it gives string data type. That string data type I am converting to timestamp format. So now we'll see these columns DT1, DT2, DT3 default timestamp. So earlier this is string, this is timestamp. Now we'll see the difference in output. See here, these 3 are without T and Z in between. But if you see these three timestamp, if you see here in between date and time, we have T is there and we have seconds also. See milliseconds also it is giving hour, minute, second and milliseconds. So that is the difference after using cast function converting to timestamp, converting string value to timestamp value. So we can do one more thing by using from underscore Unix time, and inside that we can define the format, custom format. Suppose I want in this format. See here we are getting only T here. Suppose I want to get Z also. In between T and at the end I need Z, and I don't want all these things. So here it giving hour, seconds, hour, minute, second, milliseconds, microseconds, all these things giving, no, plus even time zone also it is giving. So all these things I don't want. So I want only year, month, date, T. If you see here, these 3 things, see these last 3 columns. If you see last 3 columns, I defined custom function here, means custom format I defined. So year, month, date, and T. If you see here, these three, so year, month, date, and T, and after that, what is there? Hour, minute, second, then Z. See here, hour, minute, second, Z. Okay, so like this, you can convert that string number to timestamp. So based on your requirement, you can follow any of this method. So if you want only string value, you can do like this. And if you want to convert into timestamp format, you can do like this. And if you want any custom format, you can do like this. And similar way, so this we already discussed. So in the similar way, what we can do is here I used expression. So inside that expression I given and inside that double quotes I given. So here what I'm doing is here I'm trying to do without the expression. So I removed expression here. So directly I return substring and column. My starting position is 7 and the length of my length of D1, that is D column, first column, D1 column, and minus 8. And here I am doing cast. I am converting to big integer because this one it will give you string value, string data type. So that I am converting to big integer, and after converting to integer, I am dividing by 1000. Okay, so because 1000 we are doing this from underscore Unix time, it will accept only seconds value. Okay, so remaining code, everything same. This is custom format. This is the timestamp format. This is default format, string format. So our result will be same explanation. So only code is the difference. And if you come to second method, so earlier we used from underscore Unix timestamp. So here I'm using timestamp underscore millis. So timestamp underscore millis only we can use when our input value has 13-digit number. So this number should have 13-digit number. So that means that value is in milliseconds. So then only we can use this timestamp underscore millis. If it is 10-digit, we cannot use this one. We no need to use this. Directly we can use from underscore Unix time. So timestamp underscore millis. So how we can apply is, see here, first I am trying to extract these values. Okay, only numbers. So this we already discussed. Okay, this how this substring will work. So first I'm trying to explain how to extract these numbers. Next, I used timestamp underscore millis and directly applying on this column. So which column? This column. So first I extracted number on this column. I am applying directly timestamp underscore millis. And if you observe here, I am not used any divide 1000 because timestamp underscore millis uh, expects 13-digit number. That means milliseconds number. Okay, and if you see here, so this is my last 3 columns. That is this one. So one is this one, string format. That is this one, these 3. So these 3. And see here, I'm not mentioned anything, directly used to timestamp underscore millis. So timestamp underscore millis, it will give you this by default, this format. So year, month, date, and T, and this one hour, minute, second, milliseconds, and time zone. And this number, what I did is later I used cast. I converted to string format. So if I convert to string format, I'm getting like this. See here only date and time. And in between, we don't have T, Z, or time zones. We don't have anything. So this is about second method, how to use timestamp underscore millis. Next, third method is regex underscore extract combined with from underscore Unix time. So this we already discussed how it works, and method is regex underscore extract. So earlier we used uh, substring to extract the number, but here I'm using instead of substring, I'm using regex underscore extract. So how it works is first I'm applying this function to extract the number. So regex underscore extract, and I'm applying on top of this column, and I'm applying /d place. So that means what it does is this particular function, it extract only numerical values. If you see here, extract the numerical part from the string. From this whole number, it will extract only numerical number. And on top of that, so up to here, from here to here, it will extract only number. And on top of that, what I'm doing, that string value, I'm converting to integer value. After converting to integer value, I'm dividing by 1000. So why 1000? Because from underscore Unix time, it will expects 10-digit number, that is seconds. And after converting to from underscore Unix time default format, timestamp in string format, I'm converting to timestamp format. So we already saw how timestamp value will come in string format, and that one I'm converting to timestamp format here. See here, so we'll get like this once you convert to timestamp format. So here only difference is instead of substring, we are using regex underscore extract. And so these things we discussed. So here main thing we have to remember is this one. So this one, it extracts only numeric part of the string. Okay, so next we'll see one more method, that is regex underscore replace plus cast. What this function does is it will replaces all non-numeric characters using this function. So how it replaces is, so this syntax is same, only difference is regex underscore replace and applying on column 1, and in column 1 what I'm doing, I'm giving first not 0 to 1. So that means except 0 to 9, I want to replace all the non-numeric characters as empty. So that means if you see our basic input, so here in this number is the numeric characters, and whatever remaining is there, those are all non-numeric characters. So all these values, this / date, parentheses, all these things, it will replace with empty string. So that's what this function does, regex underscore replace. So this is not equal. So that means not 0 to 1. So other than 0 to 9, it will remaining all the things, it will replace with empty string. And after getting number, extracting number, same thing again, converting to big integer, dividing by 1000, and after we are converting to timestamp. Okay, so only minor difference, only this function syntax is different, otherwise working process is same. So next method is translate. So translate plus cast. What translate does is it will remove unwanted characters. Okay, so we'll see how it works. So this translate. So translate, I'm applying on respective columns, and as per translate, what I need to do is first I need to define what are the characters I want to replace, I want to remove. So these are all the characters I want to remove from my record. So backslash, date, parenthesis, and here I need to define with what value I want to replace. So here I give an empty string so that this whole thing it will replace with empty string. Later it will convert to big integer, then it will divide by 1000, and finally it will convert to timestamp value. So about this translate function, I already made one video. There I clearly explained with multiple scenarios how translate function will work and how it replaces these characters with defined value. Okay, so this is method, and our last final method is using UDF, user defined function. So first what I'm doing, first I'm defining our string record here, and later what I'm doing is millis, I'm converting to millis. That means I'm extracting this value. So I'm converting to integer because this is string value. So finally I want to convert to integer value, and this particular variable, what I'm doing is dot strip. So strip is the Python function. So this what this strip does is, so inside that we need to define what we need to drop, what we need to strip. So from this record, I want to strip these unwanted characters. So finally what it does is it will strip whatever we defined here, and finally we'll get this number. Okay, so this number is in the integer format. Next, what I'm doing is I'm creating one function here. In function, so same thing I mentioned here, whatever we mentioned, millis. So millis equal to integer, same thing I mentioned here. And what I want written is, so this particular value, that means this one, this value I'm dividing by 1000. So that means finally I will get seconds. So we have a function in Python from timestamp. So I already made separate videos on these topics from timestamp and strip function. So it is in my Python playlist. You can go through this, how it works. So what it does is, if after converting these millis by 1000, these values by 1000, then by using from timestamp, it will convert to timestamp value. So here I defined UDF, and inside that I defined this function, and that is a timestamp format. And so df, so df equal to 3 columns I mentioned. So I want to apply on 3 columns. So this is my UDF, convert underscore UDF on column D1, column D2, and column D3. So if I apply this function, so it will convert into this timestamp format. Okay, so here first I defined function here, then I created UDF here. So I called this function here, and this is my timestamp type. So if I call this UDF here, if I apply this UDF on what are the required columns, it will convert to timestamp format. So these are all the different methods. We can convert custom date format into timestamp format. So that's all about this video. If you really like this video, please like and subscribe. Thank you.